Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Haikal bin Syahrin, metric number 1912521, and I'm here to introduce you to our case study, which is dating among Muslims. Okay. Social interactions in Islam have their own limitations. Nowadays, interaction between humans have completely switched with the emergence of computers and the internet. People interact through social media and dating apps. Muslims are not different from other societies in the last few years, which has shown an inclination in its social media trends. However, men and women, non-Muhrims, need to keep the distance between each other at all times in order to avoid from committing a sin. In spite of the laws of Muslims, social media and dating apps have made a new way for Muslims to communicate. There are several issues relating to social media and social interaction between the Muslim couples. And also, there are a few solutions in order to solve these issues.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Syahirul bin Ahmad Rafiah, and my metric number is 1918121. And right now I will explain about the dating application, which is one of the issue regarding dating among Muslim. As we know that most of the Muslim have their own mobile phone, including those underage children nowadays. Around 80% of them have installed the dating application in their mobile phones, such as Tinder, Omegle, and Omichat. Those dating application can bring benefits to our Muslim, which is we can talk to strangers. However, those dating application can also bring harm to our Muslim if they didn't use those applications properly, especially for those underage children who don't have any experience to chat with strangers. They will be easily attracted and listen to whatever have been told by the strangers, and then the strangers and the children, both of them will flirt with each other during their conversation, and this will bring them near to the maksiat and zina. For example, if the child is a girl, they will be easily fall in love with the stranger because most of the stranger they just being such a sweet talker during their conversation, and then the stranger will ask the girl to meet somewhere far from her home and take her home or have a night in a hotel. Then from this situation, zina will be happen. It will be pity for the girl because she's still young and got a lot of things to learn in this world. She might be depressed and disappointed because of the zina she had done, and also it will be difficult for her to go through all of this pain and sadness. Regarding the issue that I just discussed just now, we all know that dating applications are not suitable for those underage children because they still need to learn more about the bad effects of Islam, of zina, and why is it haram in Islam. From that, parents are responsible to make sure that their children don't have any dating application in their mobile phones. It's just to help them and to teach them to prevent zina since their young age. Unlike underage children, teenagers also should know more about the bad effects of zina and sex before marriage. Parents are responsible to give them the more knowledge about this issue and give more attention to them, especially the girls, because girls need attention every single time. It's just to make sure that those girls feel comfortable with their family and won't find any guy by using those dating applications just to have their attention. This can help them to prevent zina. As mentioned in the Quran, Surah Al-Isra, verse 32, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, wala taqrabu zina innahu kana fahisatan wa sa'a sabila, which means that, and do not approach any unlawful intercourse, indeed it is evil and immorality and is evil as a way.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aizul bin Alifin. My metric number is 191084. So I want to proceed to the second issues of the dating among Muslim. So the issue is that dating among Muslim can cause slander. or in Malay word we call it as a fitnah. The hadith said that no man is alone with a woman, but the shaitan is the third person present. Hadith narrated by Ahmad al-Tirmizi and al-Hakim. In this context, the dating among Muslims or among non-Muslim can cause a slander in the community of the people, especially when both of the non-Muslim, are dating or meeting in the dark and closed place, because many possibilities that can happen in that situation. For the worst case, it will show a bad example or acts that will reflect the Muslims community. It is not really nice for the people to see a couple of non-Muslim holding their hand together and walking like a marriage couple in the public place. As a Muslim, we have to know that the ikhtilat towards another gender and also the limitation towards another gender. And whenever this thing happen, it not only affect their own dignity but also affect their family's dignity. It also really, we know people nowadays are really obsessed to the social media. So whenever they saw something that suspicious happening in front of their eyes, they will post it will post it in the social media, in Twitter for example. So this will start this situation will bring people to start backbiting toward the offenders. In this case of dating among Muslim, an example would be if whenever someone saw a couple of non-Muslim dating in the dark and close place, and when he or she had time to snap the situation, and he or she will post it in the social media, even though the person, someone is want to get the clarification, but at the same time, it will people will start to slander and give a bad perception towards the offender, and this will bring a bad condition. As usual, every problem will come up with the solution. So actually, Islam does not encourage their ummah, their people to have a relationship before marriage, because there's a lot of possibility that can be that possibility of sins that may be committed by each person. So in this situation, when a man want to meet a woman, they have to set in a place. They have to set a place that are open and public, so that people will not give a bad perception toward them, and also it automatically make them feel guilty to commit the sin, such as holding their hands together and also like walking like a marriage couple. To prevent the slander happen, so a person or a man or a woman can bring a third person, such as their younger brother or younger sister, when they meet each other. This is because this can prevent them to do anything that will commit the sins. The last solution for this issue is that knowledge. Knowledge is very important for me towards everyone. A person should have known the do's and don'ts whenever they have a social interaction with the non-Muslim. It may be seem like a simple thing, but it can give a big impact towards our life. At last, I think that as Muslim, we have to improve our iman, and we have to fear of Allah, because the iman is the only thing that can protect us from doing anything.
Okay, now moving on to the next issues, which is promotion of crudity. Islam has spread by Muslim practice a certain behavior. This behavior is usually the cause of development of the ummah, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah An-Nur verse 30, say to the believing men that they should lower their stare and protect their shyness, that will build for a larger cleanliness for them, and Allah is well aware with all that they perform. Humility rules affect man and woman, a woman or even a man, a lady by the firm, in a shameless violation of the sophisticated system. This is a pretty resource that we have today, has been reduced to the social media platform. Bad pictures and video content of social media has increased in this area. It is still the policy to remove the policies of all the famous social media websites, but still, in the name of freedom of expression, people spread bad pictures and video content without disturbing. Various bad audio, video promotions through the internet are being massively spreading badly. As a result, women's molestation, rape, teasing, acid violence, murder and disorder, etc. have increased. Social media has become a means of expressing sexual intercourse between men and women. Semi-finance images of men and women. That is hurting our social degradation. But Allah Almighty said of obscenity in Surah An-Nur, verse 19, those who seek the illusion of the believers will surely have a painful punishment in this world and in the hereafter. Okay, there are a few solutions that can be made in order to avoid promotion of crudity. The government plays a big role in controlling the accessibility of the internet users. One of the best ways to overcome the promotions of crudity is by blocking bad images and advertisements on the internet. Another way to overcome this is by tracking the internet users that have violated the laws and bring them to the court for punishment. This gives a sense of fear to the internet users and they will be less likely to violate the rules. The social media and internet should be used as a platform to spread Islamic da'wah. In this era where informations are at the fingertips, it is very easy to present the beauty and ideals of Islam to the world through the media. The internet users will be more exposed to the Islamic da'wah. Thus, it affects our young generations and leading them into the growth of young ethical society of Muslims.
After all, dating is prohibited in Islam. We can see a lot of consequences of the Muslim dating that have been mentioned in this video. Even though there are solutions that also have been mentioned in this video, but we have to prevent these things happen because we know that prevent is better than cure. And as a Muslim, we know that everyone should be the Khalifah towards himself. So we have to improve ourselves and be a good human in this life and also in the hereafter. And lastly, if we see these things, this dating happen in community, we have to apply the concept of amar ma'ruf nahi munkar so that no bad happen in our life or in our country as the punishment from Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala, just like Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala has been done towards the Lutz Ummah. That's all from us.